Alex, Meg, and their friend Tom ventured into the heart of the Colorado Rockies, seeking adventure and a break from their daily lives. They stumbled upon an old abandoned cabin as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the rugged landscape. The cabin seemed like the perfect place to spend the night. As they settled in, their flashlight beams revealed a chilling sight: a strange, ancient doll with eerily lifelike features. "This is one for the bedtime stories," Alex joked, trying to lighten the mood. Outside, they encountered a weathered old man with piercing blue eyes, his face deeply lined from years of exposure to the harsh elements. His icy blue eyes, framed by thick, bushy eyebrows, stared at them with an unsettling intensity. His hair, a tangled mass of white and gray, fell to his shoulders, and his unkempt beard matched in color and wildness. He leaned on a sturdy walking stick, carved with intricate patterns. "You shouldn't stay here," he said, his voice low and gravelly. "That doll belongs to the lost. It's a conduit for the spirits of these cursed mountains." His words sent a chill down their spines, adding an ominous layer to their night adventures. The next morning, Alex vanished without a trace, leaving Meg and Tom in a state of panic. The atmosphere in the cabin grew more oppressive with each passing moment. They were not alone. As night fell again, the cabin came alive with paranormal phenomena. Strange noises echoed through the room, and the air turned frigid. Meg, clutching the doll, felt as though it were watching her with its glassy, unblinking eyes. Desperate for answers, they searched the cabin and found an old leather-bound diary hidden beneath a loose floorboard. The diary, filled with spidery handwriting, detailed the previous inhabitants' encounters with the doll and the spirits of the mountains. It described a ritual involving the doll, meant to open a door to the world of the dead. Determined to save Alex, Meg and Tom prepared for the ritual, pushing aside old furniture to create a crude circle on the floor. The flickering candlelight cast long, eerie shadows on the walls, enhancing the cabin's malevolent energy. Meg laid the doll in the center of the circle, her hands trembling. Tom read aloud from the diary, his voice filled with tension. "We'll fight for him," Meg declared, her voice steady despite her fear. As the ritual reached its peak, a sudden knock on the cabin door startled them. The door creaked open, revealing Alex. Relief turned to horror as they realized something was profoundly wrong. Alex's eyes were cold and empty, and his movements were slow and deliberate. The atmosphere grew thicker with dread as he stepped inside. "Alex, you're back!" Meg exclaimed, her voice trembling with a mix of relief and fear. But Alex's malevolent grin and the twisted gleam in his eyes revealed the truth. He was not himself. Alex's behavior became increasingly erratic and sinister. His eyes turned an unnatural shade of black, and his voice dropped to a guttural, inhuman tone. "You shouldn't have brought me back," he growled. "I am not Alex anymore. He belongs to us now." The cabin felt like it was closing in on them, the walls pulsating with dark energy. Tom stepped forward, gripping the rusted knife from the ritual. "We won't let you take him," he declared, his voice firm despite his fear. The air was electric with tension as they faced the horrifying reality of what Alex had become. The final moments were a blur of chaos and terror. The candle was snuffed out, plunging the cabin into darkness. The sounds of struggle filled the air. Grunts, cries, and the sickening thud of flesh against wood. When the dust settled, Meg and Tom were left standing in the dim light, their faces etched with shock and exhaustion. Alex lay on the floor, unconscious but seemingly at peace. The doll, The focal point of their ordeal lay shattered in the center of the room, its glass eyes staring sightlessly into the void. "Is he—" Meg whispered, her voice breaking with emotion. Tom knelt beside her, checking for signs of life. "He's breathing," he replied, his voice heavy with relief. The cabin's oppressive atmosphere lingered, but the immediate threat seemed to have passed. They sat in silence, the weight of their experience settling over them. The night was far from over, and they knew that their battle might only be beginning. The open-ended nature of their ordeal left them with a lingering sense of unease, the darkness outside the cabin pressing in as a reminder that true evil is never fully vanquished. As they prepared to leave the cursed cabin, the shadows seemed to whisper their farewells, a haunting reminder of the night mysteries they had encountered. This was one of those fascinating stories, a tale they would never forget, one that would be retold around campfires as one of the most interesting stories of their lives.